Uh, Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And here I have a very special guest, Dr. Prashant Inna, who is a very young and dynamic pediatric orthopedic surgeon, and my
Hi
colleague at
guys.
Manipal Hospital at Bangalore. Warm welcome to you, Prashant. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Dr. Chitra. Thank you.
So Prashant is going to tell us about the impact of this lockdown on the bone health of children. Children we know have been at home for the last 1 year. Normally they would go to school, get a lot of physical activities, sporting activities there. But since 1 year, they have been deprived of this. So what is the impact of this lockdown and the lack of physical activity on the bone health of children?
So what we should know is that we built up around 90% of our peak bone mass or the maximum bone strength during the initial 18 to 20 years of our life. So unfortunately, our kids have lost around 1.5 years of that precious time because of the COVID lockdown. So how does it affect them? It affects them because the bone grows only when weight is put on the bone. No weight means the bones become weak during these precious years when they should actually be growing in strength. So we should ensure that despite being at home, despite not running around, how can we make sure that the bone strength is retained? That's what we are going to discuss.
So I've come across this word bone stock, and the kind of stock that we build in early childhood lasts through the rest of their life. Can you explain a bit of that?
So you can imagine that the initial 25 to 30 years of our life is like filling money into your savings bank, and that savings bank is your bone stock. So first few years till we turn around 25 to 30, we are adding more and more bone to our structure. So we are increasing the bone strength, bone bulk or bone stock, what we call. After the age of 30, we start losing bone. So in the initial formative years, we are increasing the bone stock. And later on, naturally, we start losing the bone stock.
Right. Okay. So what kind of activities can be done now that they are at home, from the home, to increase this bone stock?
So basically, we need to focus on the exercises and we need to focus on the diet. So in terms of exercises, what needs to be done? In terms of diet, what needs to be eaten and what should not be eaten? These are the points that we'll discuss here.
Yeah.
Starting with the exercises, we should know that when you put weight, the bone grows, which means for the bone to grow, weight-bearing exercises should be encouraged. Even in weight-bearing exercises, if you put more load on the bone, it becomes strong. So now that we are in these COVID lockdown times, what kind of activities can be encouraged sitting at home to make sure that the bone strength is increased? So the simple things that we suggest include jumping, hopping. So what can we do at home? Simply, we can start with skipping. So skipping is a very good weight-bearing exercise. Plus, because you jump quite high, the amount of load that you put on the bone is more, and so that builds up the strength of your bone. We can also have something called like an indoor basketball, making sure that there are no glass doors around. But you can put a small net and encourage your kid to keep jumping and putting the ball inside. The aim is not about putting the ball inside, the aim is about jumping, so that when you land on the ground, the amount of load that you put on the bone will be more. You can also do jumping jacks. Now, in addition to the weight-bearing exercises, you should also encourage those exercises that involve weightlifting or resistance training. So if you ask your child to do weightlifting like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm sure they're not going to do it. So what can be done? For weightlifting exercises of the knees, of the lower limbs, of the legs per se, squatting is good. Including jumping, squatting like sumo squats around will be good. As far as weightlifting or resistance for the upper limb is concerned, push-ups are very good. So to summarize, skipping, jumping, particularly indoor basketball, and for resistant exercises, squatting, because your whole body weight serves as the weight, and push-ups. These are the activities that we can encourage our kids to do.
Okay, so that's very simple, easy enough to do. You don't need a lot of space to do these activities. These can be done right in front of the television as you're watching TV, or as you are, in your own living room. It can be done anywhere, isn't it? So you don't need a lot of equipment. You don't need a lot of space to do these exercises. So that's very easy to do. But you also mentioned about the diet and the foods that we can eat, and the foods that are not so good for bone health.
So in terms of the foods that we have to eat, we should focus on calcium and vitamin D. To begin with calcium, as we all know, milk products are one of the best sources of calcium. So milk, very good. Cheese, also very good. Curds, everything. All the milk products are good, cheese being the best. Other than that, the other vegetables that can be encouraged are basically methi leaf, cabbage, cauliflower. Most of the dry fruits like badam, pista, they're all great sources of calcium. The millets, ragi, which is a very popular food item in this part of India, it's also a great source of calcium. So for those people who also eat non-vegetarian, fish is a great source of calcium. So we know that there are plenty of sources in vegetarian food, mainly milk, some of the vegetables, ragi, and milk. And yeah, I forgot to mention about pulses. Pulses, including grams as well as soya bean, they are also great sources of calcium. The second bit that we have to focus on is vitamin D. The tremendous amount of vitamin D is got from fishes, particularly big fat fishes like salmon, tofu, mackerel, bhangda, all those sort of fishes. But unfortunately, most of the Indians are vegetarian. So what sort of foods can be encouraged for the vegetarian Indian like me?
And salmon is not readily available here also.
Yes. So the big fat fishes are what we encourage. Small fishes are not great sources of vitamin D. Fatter, bigger fishes. In terms of vegetarian diet, egg yolk, if you are eating egg, is a great source of vitamin D precursor. Other than that, some of the mushrooms and soya bean. So mushrooms, soya bean, they are all great sources of vitamin D. We should also focus on the natural source of vitamin D, which we all know is sunlight. So for those vegetarian Indians like us, sunlight is the best source of vitamin D. But the questions that are commonly asked is, once we are inside, how do we make sure that we get enough vitamin D sitting at home? Now, the best thing to do about this is focus on the time of the day. Morning 10 to afternoon 3, that is the brightest time of sunlight, is the best time to expose yourself to sun. The amount of body surface exposed should be more. So preferably around 50%. So we should know that the chest has a very wide body surface area. So exposing the chest or the back to direct sunlight sitting at home in your balcony is one of the good sources of having a good wide enough area of your body exposed to sun. Preferably you should not wear sunscreen, because that reduces a very important part of sunlight exposure called ultraviolet B rays. So there is a risk of increased skin cancer, but I think we Indians are okay with it. We don't have genetically, we are not predisposed to too much of skin cancers. So sunscreen is preferably avoided by Indians. Why I also say this is, when you are pale skin, light skin, you produce more vitamin D. But unfortunately, most Indians are on the darker side. So we produce less vitamin D, we need more exposure. So putting more sunscreen, particularly when you're dark, is not advised.
Okay.
One more important thing when you're staying at home is you should not sit behind a glass door and expect too much of vitamin D production. Glass tends to filter out a bit of important sun rays. So it is preferable that you sit directly exposed to sunlight.
Okay.
So best time for sunlight is daytime, broad daytime, 10 to 3. Expose as much skin as possible, particularly the chest and the back. Try to sit more if you are darker. And don't sit behind a glass door. Sit right in front of the skin.
Right.
Of the sun, sorry.
Yeah. So those are very important points. And luckily for us, we don't have any dearth of sunlight. Most parts of India gets enough sunlight throughout the day. So we should not have any difficulty to access that as such. So these are very simple points, very important, very easy to do, and therefore easy to prevent this vitamin D deficiency and its impact on bones. And can you just summarize 4 or 5 very important points that people can take home as a message from this session?
So basically, we should not let our kids have weak bones because they lost around 1.5 years of their precious lives during their first 20 years of their life, getting stuck up at home because of COVID. So how do you manage to get their bones strong while being at home? So number one, encourage those exercises where weight bearing is put, and encourage those activities where you do strength training or resistance training. In terms of diet, focus on your calcium, which mainly involves your milk products, little bit of dry fruits, and some of the pulses. Focus on vitamin D, which mainly comes from fish, but also from egg yolk, mushroom, soya bean, and plenty of sunlight exposure. And make sure that these things are given in abundance so that we don't let our kids suffer from osteoporosis later on in their lives. Let this COVID play their work only for these 2 years, not for the rest of our kids' lives.
Yeah, that's a very important thing. You know, I think as it is, we have lost some time. Let us not lose any more of time as well as bone strength for our kids. So thank you so much. That was very concise, very clear, crisp answers to my questions. I'm sure everybody would find this very beneficial. Thank you, Prashant.
Pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.